Well, hello everyone. I think we're ready to get started. If you can take your seats. Welcome. Wow, what a beautiful day. After a week of miserable weather, we got a great day for our Founders Day. I want to welcome everybody here, especially to our special guest, the governor who is arriving, but also we have Delegate Vernon Criss, who is the new finance chair for the House, is with us. Then our local, in the back, and then our local Senator Vince Deeds, who's with us as well as Mayor White is with us. And so we're happy to have our legislators and our mayor with us. We have members of our founder families here, and I'll be introducing them later. Board of Governor members, Dr. Holstein, Dr. Ward, Marley Dunbar are here, community members, and all of our faculty, staff, students, administration, and our retirees. Welcome. You know, this is a very special day, establishing December 12th as WVSOM Founders Day. You know, 50 years today, on December 12th, 1972, the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine was founded. Today, we're going to establish this day as our Founders Day, recognizing the contributions of those who have come before us and those who continue to move WVSOM forward as a leader in medical education and healthcare in West Virginia. Without further ado, I would like to ask our governor to come forward to the podium to deliver a special message. I am honored to welcome to our campus the governor of the great state of West Virginia, the Honorable Jim Justice. This governor will go down in history as taking West Virginia from the brink of bankruptcy to a state that has over $1 billion in surplus and growing every day, both in terms of dollars as well as new businesses. There are new businesses forming up almost every week and becoming the place to live. Let's give a big WVSOM welcome to our governor.
I'm going to just sit right here and talk to you a second, okay? Now, first of all, I've got to tell you this, that upon y'all's request and many people's request, I know you really don't want to listen to me and you don't really want to see me. You always want to see Baby Dog. So I knew it. But I'll tell you this now. You've got to realize that Baby Dog has become an international celebrity. And she's getting demanding. That's all there is to it. And so she has her entry music. And so I want you to help me with this now. You've got to lead off by saying together, we've got to say, "You've got to be my baby." And then you've got to say, "You must be my baby." So now on three, we're going to do this. On 1, 2, 3. You got to be my baby. You must be my baby. All right, now key this.
Well, just look at that girl with the lights coming up in her eyes.
Come on, baby.
She's got to be somebody's baby. She must be somebody's baby. All the guys on the corner stand back and let
Come on, girl.
her by. She's got to be somebody's baby. She must be somebody's baby. She's got to be somebody's baby. She's so fine. She's probably somebody's
Now we've got all the group together. Let me tell you just this. Baby, you got to turn around a little bit. I know you don't. I know you're. Okay. Now we're better. Let me tell you this, and I tell people this all the time, but this pandemic's been tough stuff, and you have been leaders of the band like you can't imagine. But in all of that, well over 7,500 people now dead. And in all that, lots and lots and lots of sadness. Well, you know, and if you get tired of hearing this, you just get tired of hearing this. But my son and my daughter gave her to us as a puppy 3 years ago this Christmas. And I looked at her and I said, oh my gosh, this is not going to be a puppy very long. This is going to turn into a 60-pound brown watermelon. And she did. Now, but the things I didn't know is just this. How many people she made smile? And literally, at the end of the day, she loves everybody. Most bulldogs don't do that. You know, I'm a real believer, and I've said it a bunch of times. You see, I'm a Christian, and I'm proud of it. But with all that being said, I really believe that God above, you know, the definition of coincidence is an everyday occurrence in which God chooses to remain anonymous. Well, how could it be a little bulldog that makes us smile and knows the right message? We should all love everybody. All of us. It'd be such a simpler world. Now, with this, and Jim Nimitz and all of y'all that do incredible work here, this school is off the chart good. I mean, if you think of your accomplishments, it's unflat believable. Unbelievable. If you take into consideration the alumni donations, everything, it very well could contribute to our economy in West Virginia $1.5 billion a year. Yeah, pretty good, huh, baby doll? Now, with all that being said, not only does it contribute that, but it contributes you. It contributes you as you run to the fire and save our lives over and over and over and over again. It's unbelievable, 50 years. You know, right out there in the middle of that quadrangle, I walked myself to death walking off demerits. And as a postgraduate and everything, I came here as Greenbrier Military School. As a postgraduate, got to play basketball for them again. We played a little small college schedule. I started for them, and I can remember this just like it was yesterday. We were playing either Bluefield State or Bluefield College, I can't recall. But we were behind by 10 points with 2 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the game. Believe it or not, I shot a ball as the buzzer went off at halftime from right at midcourt that went in. They didn't have three-point shots. But some way, somehow, we won the game. And those cadets who hadn't been let out much before then were completely wild as wild could ever be. You couldn't hear the referee's whistle at all. So many wonderful, wonderful memories. But then it became something that no one would have ever thunk it. And I say thunk it because a lot of country West Virginians would get that really well. It became this incredible osteopathic school. And literally along the way, 50 years now, you have produced the best of the best of the best of the best. Your contribution to this state is off the chart. That's all there is to it. You are the largest, the best of the best of the best. It is amazing, amazing. Now let me just tell you just this. You know, as we, when and I don't say this braggadociously in any way, but when I walked through the door, things were pretty doggone tough. And today, things are pretty doggone good. Now, is that because of Jim Justice only? Well, of course not. There's no way. We've all done exactly what you've done. We've all pulled the rope together. I know there's delegates here. I know Vernon's here somewhere, and I know there's senators here, and I know there's, mayors here, and on and on and on. It's really, really a great day. So, CJ, wherever you are, did you just run off and leave me? I have a proclamation today that today, and the governor gets to do all this, and this is fancy Dan stuff. But now, this is my proclamation making today West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine Founders Day. Now, I can't see the other print, but all I know is it says Governor Jim Justice under proclamation, and it's got my signature. So it must be fancy stuff. So nevertheless, God bless you. God bless you in every way. And I mean this absolutely, as I always do, from the bottom of my heart. You don't see a whole lot of notes that I'm going by in a script. I speak to you from me. I really never have cared, if you're a Republican or a Democrat or an independent or whatever. I really believe, first and foremost, we should be so concerned about who we are as West Virginians. There's enough people on the outside that throw plenty of rocks at us. We don't need to throw rocks at one another. I'm really, really proud of my really conservative values, and I'm proud that I'm a Republican. But at the same time, I want all of us to first and foremost love one another. Because you see, when it really boils right down to it, this rope that we've had to pull, the 50 years that you've had to go through, there were really tough moments. I will promise you, there were tough, tough moments. And through that, look at you today. Just look around and look how good you really are. And you know what else? Now, like it or not like it, the outside world that thought West Virginia was poor and backward and all those bad things is now perked up, and now they're looking at you as the diamond in the rough that they missed in so many ways. And so from all that, whether Bette Midler liked it or not, when I flashed Baby Dogg's behind at her, and Baby Dogg's got a behind, and we're on the same absolute dietary program. But let me tell you, I enjoy rubbing their nose in it because you are just that good. You really, truly are. Now go on and keep doing all the goodness that you've already done, and I'll try to, in every way I possibly can, to stand right behind you, support, be your number one advocate, because you are absolutely it. No tag backs. You're it. So God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for having Baby Dog and I. And baby, they played your music. I knew that was the only way to get you out here. Of course, the food is a big one. Nevertheless, I love you with all my soul. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Governor, for honoring WVSOM, and thank you, Baby Dog.
Thank y'all. Jim, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm going to give you this, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Come on,
Good
baby.
to see you, Baby Dog.
Come on.
Hey. Well, again, let's give the governor a big round of applause, and Baby Dog. We're so thankful you're here leading our state to prosperity during these exciting times for our great state. Wow. Well, I would now like to welcome to the podium Dr. Bob Holstein, DO, for remarks. Dr. Holstein is the current WVSOM Board of Governors Chair and is a member of the WVSOM class of 1979, the second graduating class. Dr. Holstein.
Well, as chair, I bring you greetings from the WVSOM Board of Governors on this most historic occasion. And as a graduate of the 1979 class, the second graduating class of this remarkable institution, I have witnessed firsthand the history of the school, its past and present. I'm even concerned that if I accidentally fall asleep in a chair, I'll wake up in the time capsule. So I'm being very, very cautious. I'm excited to see the unfolding of its future and its impact on medical education in West Virginia and the nation. Norman Dane Vaughan, adventurer, accompanied Admiral Richard Byrd in his expedition to the South Pole in 1928. A mountain was named in his honor, and his most noteworthy quote was, "Dream big and dare to fail." It took Norman Vaughan 65 years to finally scale the peak of his mountain, and he accomplished it at the age of 89 years. Our founders had a vision to populate West Virginia with osteopathic physicians to meet the healthcare needs of its residents. They dreamt big and rejected any thought of failure. We are here today to celebrate the fulfillment of that dream, their dream. They dreamt big and they dared to fail, but they looked failure right in the eyes and they succeeded. As I've stated previously on many other occasions, and I will do so again today, WVSOM has changed the landscape of healthcare in West Virginia forever, and we're going to continue to do so. Thank you, and may God bless you, and may God bless WVSOM.
Well, thank you, Dr. Holstein, for your remarks and your reminiscence. Now I would like Dr. Cynthia Pursley, PhD, to come to the podium for greetings from the West Virginia Higher Education Policy Commission. Dr. Pursley is the Higher Education Policy Commission's Vice Chancellor for Health Sciences. Dr. Pursley?
Well, thank you. And Board of Governors, President Nimitz, faculty, staff, alumni, students, and friends, it is my distinct honor to bring you congratulations on this, your first Founders Day, and on 50 years of medical education at the West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine. It's my privilege to bring you these congratulations on behalf of the Higher Education Policy Commission, our chairman, Andrew Payne, and our Chancellor, Sarah Tucker, who was so sorry she was not able to be here today. We are so proud of the work that you do here at WVOSOM, and thank you for including me and us in this celebration. 50 years is a long time, especially in these days where we live for the next like, the next click, the next swipe. I would think, though, that the founders, while aspirational, could not even imagine the growth in enrollment, in research, in scholarship, in creativity and creative achievement, and the partnerships that you realize today at WVSOM. Quite frankly, 50 years ago, it was probably hard to imagine where we are all today. From living through a worldwide pandemic to now somewhat peacefully coexisting with that same pandemic. Using technology to teach, to learn, to work, and to improve the health of our patients and our communities. but never losing the importance of touching, healing, and soothing others while we do so. Your school contributes so much to this community, to this state, to this nation, and to the world. You teach doctors who are leading and will lead for the next 50 years and then some. You encourage young people to seek careers in medicine, and you provide care across this state and across the nation. You seek to create new models and new knowledge that will impact the health of a population. And for this, we are eternally thankful. While your 50th anniversary has given you a chance to reflect on your growth, I'm quite sure that you also have great aspirations for the future. You're not yet finished. Success is never final. However good you are, you can always get bigger and better and always improve. I love this quote from Aristotle and think it's fitting for a day like today. Excellence is never an accident. It is always the result of high intentions, sincere effort, and intelligent execution. It represents the wisest choice of many alternatives. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. I know that you will continue to choose excellence here at WVSOM and never forget that you're building on the foundation laid by your founding generation, whose families are here to celebrate with you today. On behalf of the Higher Education Policy Commission and a grateful state, congratulations, and we can't wait to see what the next 50 years brings.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Persily, for your remarks. You know, we owe a huge debt of gratitude to our four founders, Dr. Carlton Apgar from Huntington, Dr. O.J. Bales from Princeton, Dr. Donald Newell, Sr. from the Oak Hill area, and Dr. Frank Wallington from the Wheeling area. Unfortunately, all of them are deceased. But I am very pleased today that we have members from all four of the families with us. I really appreciate you coming out for this. I really appreciate what your family member has done for our school, creating our school. I now would like to recognize the members of our founding families who are with us today. So from Dr. Carlton Apgar's family, and they're right here in front of me, Dr. Apgar's son, Dr. David Apgar, and his wife, Sue, and unfortunately their daughter, Dr. Kelly Apgar Logan, WVSOM class of 2013, couldn't be here, and we miss her. She's of course working and seeing patients. Dr. Apgar's son, Dr. John Apgar, who's WVSOM class of 2019, and his wife, Megan, and their two beautiful girls, Nora and Emmy. And then Dr. Susan Apgar, daughter-in-law of our founder and John's mom. Thank you so much for being here. From Dr. Oscar Gerald Jerry Bales' family, who's with me to my right, his daughters and their spouses, Cheryl Ann and John Bridreau, Deborah Sue Susie, and Phil Buddy Fry, and daughter-in-law Debbie Wilson and Kyle Swim. Thank you so much for being here. From Dr. Donald Newell Sr.'s family from the Oak Hill area to my left, his son, Dr. Donald Newell Jr., D.O., and his wife, Dolly. Thank you so much for being here. Unfortunately, their son, Ryan Newell, couldn't be with us. He's a graduate of WVSOM as well. And then finally, but not the least, from Dr. Frank Wallington's family from the Wheeling area. His grandson, Stephen Wallington and his wife, Alicia McClinton Wallington, who have just relocated to our area. Thank you. Unfortunately, Mrs. Wallington is with us in Wheeling, but unfortunately couldn't make it. And then finally, with us from Dr. Ronald P. Sharp's family, who was the first president of WVSOM, Gwen Klingman's daughter, Alice Hollingsworth, and her spouse, Luther, right in front of me. Gwen Klingman was Dr. Sharp's first cousin, and they grew up together, and they helped plan the founding of this school in Gwen's kitchen, which was a public establishment in downtown Lewisburg that is now known as Stardust Cafe. And that's where it all began. It's such a rich history. You know, Dr. David Apgar was telling me, you know, back in the late 60s and early 70s, I mean, there was a huge need for health care in the rural areas. And you know, there were less than, I mean, I've heard different numbers, anywhere from 40 to 80 DOs in the state, and now there's almost 1,000. It's been a remarkable thing, and against a lot of challenges, this school was created. We have commemorative vases that we would like to present to each of the families after the ceremony. And we'll get those to you. We'd also would love to get pictures of you in front of the portraits of the founders. So we'll do that after the program. We greatly appreciate what your loved one has done for our school. Thank you. You know, while we honor our founders and first presidents, I also want to recognize the many other people, many DOs from the West Virginia Society of Osteopathic Medicine, now known as WVOMA, who also contributed to helping WVSOM during the early days. There were a lot of people that made this work: the Muscari family, the Wood family, and many, many others. We owe them a debt of gratitude as well. Well, like others have said, we've come a long way since the early days. The vision of these remarkable people has been fulfilled. We have populated the small towns and rural areas of West Virginia with DOs, and you know, we're not done. We're going to continue to serve West Virginia first and foremost, as well as providing physicians throughout West Virginia and for our country. You know, as part of today's ceremony to establish December 12th as WVSOM's Founders Day, we are dedicating a time capsule whose contents documents our accomplishments over the past 50 years. You know, we've been collecting items all through our Golden Jubilee year, and they are on display in the back of the room in the roped-off area, and we encourage people to go over there and take a look at what we've collected. We'll be putting these items in a secure container. It's that sort of metal box sitting on the table. And that's going to be our time capsule, which will be buried behind the marker located in front of the Student Center. Some of you may have noticed that a brick pillar, which will be the marker for the time capsule. The time capsule will be buried behind it. That beautiful brick marker was built by Robin Schleif, a local craftsman in the area. A plaque will be placed on that marker to indicate the site. The plaque has been ordered, it just isn't here yet. The capsule will be open 25 years from now on our 75th anniversary. I hope many of you will be here when that happens. Also, as part of today's celebration, we're debuting the WVSOM Memory Book, right here, this beautiful book. This beautiful keepsake was created by our marketing and communications department and documents the past 50 years of WVSOM, mainly in photos, but there's some very nice pieces in here, written pieces as well. Very special thanks to Pat Bauserman, who you know is retiring next week, I believe, who took countless pictures, thousands of pictures, and then sorted through them. Hopefully she hasn't missed anyone to create this book, along with Mary Claire Ickes, who designed the book. The program note at your tables provides you with access to a free digital copy, and then many of you also received an email today. So you can download this for yourself. If you want to purchase a print version of the book, just talk to Cindy in the WVSOM store. You know, our alums, our faculty, and staff over the years are the reason we have become who we are today. You are the reason why we have been recognized at the state, regional, and national levels as an exceptional osteopathic medical school. You know, I can't thank you enough for your many contributions to WVSOM, to the contributions for the faculty and staff to our students, and to the people of West Virginia and beyond. You are what makes WVSOM great. You are the best. I want to thank everyone for attending our first Founders Day. Hopefully we'll have many more into the future. And to everyone who made this event possible, the 50th Anniversary Planning Committee members, Leslie Bixler, Marietta Harvey, who did a great job, Mike Fowler and the audio-visual production team. Yeah, give them a big round of applause. What a team of people. Linda Arnold in the marketing and communications department, Jeff Dowdy in the Blue Crew, Adam Richard in the OK staff, and all the many others who helped make this event and all the events during our 50th Jubilee year a success. Thank you. I appreciate you for your work and all your dedication to this institution. To everyone, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy the reception. We have still plenty of chocolates and goodies. Enjoy, and I hope you have a most blessed and joyous holiday season. Thank you.